Good evening everyone, Kalla here, welcome to my live stream, glad you could make it today. So today, some more Twisted Wonderland as we continue with the Trials of Rowmance event. Last time, a number of us were cleverly manipulated by Jade to come and help him out at this wedding in this really beautiful seaside town. Speaking of beautiful seaside towns, we're gonna go on a tour in a carriage, which is pretty cool. Hello Nick, how are you doing? And let's get into this tour. Man, look at that view. Oh, Sabaton, I have heard of them. I'm not sure if I've heard any of their music, but I do know of them. So have fun. Yeah. Right. We've reached our destination, everyone. This is rather high up. Where have you taken us? Seaglass Park, the largest in the Sunshine Lands. It's filled with lush greenery. Simply taking a walk here can soothe the soul. There's a remarkable amount of work put into every facet of these vast grounds to ensure visitors are left speechless. That certainly sounds like a proper tourist attraction. I'm looking forward to this. Likewise, this is my first time as well. I've heard much about the park, but I've never had the occasion to visit before. I'm as excited as all of you. My tour guiding ability may fall short here, so I do hope you'll be patient with me. Of course! For all his modesty, Leech has been a veritable professional while showing us around. Wait, did we not get to see most of the tour then? Yes, I have a hard time imagining him falling short in that regard. I'm sure he'll be the finest guide we could ever wish for. First, why don't we make our way to a more elevated area? Not all areas of the park are the same height. If we climb the central stairs, I believe we can reach a splendid view. I'd certainly like to see that. Then let's start climbing. We've reached a terrace. What a superb view this is. You can see the entire city from here. All the colourful rooftops clustered together present a gorgeous contrast with the expanse of the coral sea. Très bien, how picturesque! And the air is so crisp and clear. The pleasant sea breeze makes me want to breathe in deep. I could lose track of time admiring this exquisite harmony between the city and nature. Climbing all those stairs wore me out. Ain't there anywhere around here to rest? Oh dear, you hardly seem interested in the view. There's a bench over there. Why don't we all sit back and enjoy the scenery? Yes, bench with a view, please. 'Cause I'm with Grim. All of those steps would wear me out. Me first! You don't need to rush. It's large enough to seat us all. Cade looks stunning in the suit, right? That's why I am rather happy with my accidental SSR from last time. Because he looks good. I'll take that challenge. I want a good spot. It seems none of us were above joining the race in the end. I just didn't want to let someone beat me. It was like I was a child again. That was excellent sprinting from all of you.
Oh, sure enough. A view from this bench ain't half bad.
I'm seeing many more locals than tourists like ourselves around. From what I understand, there's a walking path here that the local residents like to use. Who does he duo with? I haven't actually checked. I'd assume Malleus, since he's the SR on the banner, right? Many of these humans are out walking their dogs. Come to think of it, I saw many dogs in the city as well. There's a reason for that. As lore has it, the prince who married the mermaid princess cherished dogs. He dove into the ocean with no regard for his own safety to rescue his dog from drowning. Many people in Ultramarine City keep dogs out of respect for his gallantry. I remember being amazed at the sight of all the dogs out on walks when I first came to this city. Naturally, there are no dogs under the sea, so I had never seen one in person coming up. There is a missing word in that sentence. I had never seen one in person before coming onto land. There's a certain joy to be found in exposing oneself to different cultures, isn't there? Yes. Ah, look, there's another dog. That isn't a dog, it's a stray cat. Oh, really? I had no idea. He's making a mockery of us. Malleus, please, patience. There are also no shortage of dog races and grooming contests here. What would you say to taking part in one, Grim?
I ain't a dog.
What a shame. I hear the winning canine gets treated to a fancy feast.
Really? You think I could sign up?
Grim, do you want to eat dog food? I mean, probably. Have you no pride? Oh, I see a souvenir shop over there. I think I'll go have a look. Souvenirs, souvenirs. Oop. Riddle.
愛の試練を与える役目を任されたからには責任を果たすよ。完璧なセレモニーを行ってみせる。
I see a number of items made with tiles. Simple white objects, intricate colourful ones. There's quite the variety. Yes, tile art is a thriving industry in Ultramarine City. Given a harbour city's frequent exposure to salty sea breezes, there's a strong demand for moisture and salt-resistant building materials. Tile is especially popular in cities like this, given its water resistance, durability, and suitability for exteriors and flooring. Ceramic goods also flourish here for similar reasons. As I understand, they used to make music boxes featuring ceramic figures. I remember playing with them when I'd find them in sunken ships and the like. They have a number of sea creature ornaments. They're all adorable.
Huh? Something catch your eye, Kalla?
I mean, a moray would be the most appropriate souvenir for this trip, so yeah. I want a moray. Considering the Forever Float ceremony's association with morays, I think that would make a fine memento. It would be an excellent souvenir to give to someone, too. Thank you. I'll wrap this extra carefully. It's very fragile. Uh-oh. It's very fragile. Hello, Heike. How are you doing? Now that we're done shopping, shall we move on? Yes, 'tis a shame to leave such beauty behind, but my heart is aflutter at the thought of new places that await us. Lead the way, Monsieur Prémédité. We'll be riding in the carriage again, then. That's surprisingly enjoyable in and of itself. Welcome back, everyone. Ready to head out?
Yeah, let's get moving.
Little market square with a fountain. And here we are, Port Plaza. I see a great many stalls. It's rather crowded with pedestrians as well. Yes, it's quite full of life. The local residents like to come here to unwind. Enjoy your tour. I'll be changing out the horses in the meantime. So you switch the horses pulling the carriage while we're touring the area? Yes, sun's pretty strong out here. Horses tire easily and are prone to heat stroke. So I'll be taking the horses that brought us here back to the stable to rest, and bringing in some fresh ones. Yeah, I imagine it's also going to be a lot of work for the horses going up and down the hills as well, right? That does make sense. The heat is particularly intense today. The sun here shines with such passion. Heat is making me thirsty, actually.
I'm hungry.
I suppose this calls for a lunch break.
Alright, bring on the food.
Since we'll be having dinner at a restaurant, might I suggest some light fare at a taverna?
Light? What am I, a plant? I want food.
It's not the sort of light he meant, Grim. It was a figure of speech. Tavernas served simple, affordable meals. I think you'll like them. And there happens to be one we can visit right over there. Welcome in.
We've got big hunks of meat hanging up over there. It looks super good.
I don't think you were supposed to bite into that. Hey! He bit into that ham leg the moment he entered the taverna. I didn't have time to stop him. Oh la la, Grim! Such verve! Off with your head! Oh, Grim, your barbarism never disappoints.
I thought it was for eating, okay?
Grim, unless you have paid for the food, it is not for eating. Also, I think this one is decorative. Nothing is for eating until you actually buy it, obviously. My apologies. I'll pay for the entire leg. We were hoping to have our meal here regardless. Well, as long as you're buying. I'll whip up something tasty with this prosciutto for the 6 of you, assuming you're all right with chef's choice. Of course. Thank you for your kindness, it's greatly appreciated. Feel free to grab a table. I'll bring your food over when it's ready.
Gonna have me a meaty feast.
You've learned nothing at all from this, have you? You're making Kalla's life more difficult, you know. Also, I see Riddle Riddle took the lock off, huh? Hello, Hunter. I'm doing fine, how are you?
What's the big deal? Anything that chef makes with that ham is gonna be great.
True. Let's consider ourselves lucky we were able to order a local speciality. Is ham considered a delicacy here? Yes, ham that's been salt-cured and smoked lasts longer without spoiling, making it essential food for long sea voyages. Simply being able to eat meat is a blessing for sailors who spend much of their lives at sea. It's true, ham grew widely popular as a source of energy with high nutritional value, which is why the Sunshine Lands became a major producer of it. Many restaurants like this taverna cure their own ham and hang it up to display.
Most of that's going over my head. Well, my takeaway is that the ham here is good stuff.
It is, yes. By the way, you might be interested to know prosciutto tastes different depending on the type of wood it's smoked with. Yes, I can see how that might result in subtle differences in flavour. Yeah, I hope your back pain goes away soon, Hunter. I'm also hoping that Vargas will be nice to both of us. I think I've got like, I think I'll have like 6 multis by then. Yeah, okay, the problem with Rook is I hate his hairstyle when he's not wearing a hat. So yeah, if he'd styled his hair differently, then maybe I would like him better. The range of nature's bounty is truly vast. I look forward to seeing what our lunch will be. You think their mum looks like... I have no idea who that is, Heike. I think their mum looks gorgeous. She's a fancy lady. A yokai. Yeah, yep, okay. Yep, I can see that. Beautiful but terrifying. Here you are, prosciutto, pizza, and saltimbocca for 6. Enjoy. Okay, what is that? I must Google. Saltimbocca. Ah. That's the thing that is pictured, obviously. So it's veal and prosciutto and sage. That sounds tasty. Thank you.
That looks good. What's it called? Saltine something?
Saltimbocca. It's slices of meat like veal, chicken, or pork, wrapped or topped with prosciutto and a sage leaf, then pan-fried. Okay, Jade was going to tell me what it was anyway. It's delicious and easy to make, so it's a popular meal in the Sunshine Lands. Let's eat, shall we? Also, actually, with the saltimbocca and the and the pizza, I guess that confirms that this is Italy. I mean, we were fairly certain about that already. Certainly.
That saltimbocca stuff is out of this world. The meat's nice and juicy.
The saltiness of the prosciutto strikes an excellent balance with the refreshing flavour of the herbs. It certainly whets the appetite. Yeah, I can imagine there's a lot of players being like, yes, would marry their mum. Yeah, but although the problem with that is I still think their dad's in the mafia, so I'm not touching their mum. While you've been enjoying that, I've taken the liberty of slicing up the pizza. How considerate. These slices seem rather uneven. My apologies. I'm afraid I botched it a bit. It's clear to see there are larger and smaller slices. One would think you'd be more skillful than that, Jade. Watch their mum be the... Yeah, I could imagine their mum being the mafia member instead, yeah. Well, no, I mean, if their dad was just an accountant, they would have said accountant and not he does odd jobs. I
want the biggest piece.
Of course you do. Excuse me, that piece is in front of me. It's poor manners to reach in front of someone else.
Wait! In that case, all I gotta do is spin the plate so the biggest slice is in front of me.
Well, that's a loophole. Some pizza toppings went flying off. How forcefully did you spin that plate, Grim? Right into Malleus's face. That's better than on Malleus's suit, because that suit is mostly white. I would not want to be eating in these outfits at all. I would be terrified of eating anything in these outfits.
Oh.
You too. This isn't my fault, Kalla. You saw the whole thing, right? And now, Monsieur Peluche, where the roses, where the dragons? It's never good to argue over food. The time we spend savoring each bite is irreplaceable. Oh, I'm so sorry, everyone. My poor pizza cutting skills have spoiled such a fun meal. Jade, you messed up on purpose because you knew Grim would cause a scene, didn't you? I shall have my slice now. C'est bon! The savoury prosciutto with the creamy and mild mozzarella blend together for a positively exquisite flavour. And the crispy pizza crust drizzled with olive oil is airy and aromatic. I suggest you all have your slices before they get cold. Is there sauce of any kind on this pizza, Rook? Because that's the only thing you didn't mention. And admittedly, you don't have to have sauce on pizza. And it would be less dangerous to these outfits if it didn't have sauce on it.
Okay, I'll just take whatever's right in front of me. That's some tasty pizza.
Done and done. What a delicious meal. I quite liked both the saltimbocca and the pizza. That was a fine lunch.
Bet you guys are happy I bit into that ham now.
I can't believe you're actually bragging about that horrific faux pas. And not a pizza person, huh, Heike? That's fair. Everyone has their own likes and dislikes. More pizza for me. That means we ate the ham that Grim bit into. Now that you mention it, I suppose it does. Dwelling on it is hardly constructive. Consider it part of the adventure on this trip. What's my favourite type of pizza? Do you mean in terms of crust, in terms of toppings? Because I gotta say, I think I think the best pizza I ever had was at this pizza place in Rome. Okay, toppings. Because I was going to talk about crust. But toppings, personally, if I'm ordering like a takeaway pizza, I'll usually order it with chicken and bacon and sweet corn. And barbecue sauce rather than tomato sauce. That's my go-to. Your positivity never ceases to amaze me, Rook. Now, let's move on to more sightseeing.
Yeah, hit the spot.
There's a puppet show over there. So there is. You go for vegetables. I can't stand peppers. And I can't stand most vegetables on pizza. Aside from sweet corn. No, I can't deal with the taste of peppers. Prosciutto is very good on pizza. To go back to what I said, the best pizza I think I ever had was from this place in Rome, and it was prosciutto. And a very, very thin, very crispy wood-fired base. Amazing. Those are hand puppets they're using. Perhaps we could try it out as well. What? Excuse me.
Grim just swiped the puppets right in the middle of the show.
That's easily as much of a faux pas as Grim biting into that ham.
No way, this is worse.
Don't worry, in this city it's perfectly acceptable to take puppets and use them to put on your own show. I don't know how much I trust you saying that, Jade. C'est it's not a joke. I understand the customer rose after a mermaid unaccustomed to life on land unwittingly took a show puppet. I do not remember that part of the movie. Getting onlookers to take part makes the puppet show more engaging. I see. So it's like an attraction. May we join in? Sure, go right ahead. Thank you kindly. Now, let's all put our puppets on. All right, I'll give it a try. Oh. Dropped for a second there. But it came back. Alright, see ya, Heike. A girl rescued me. She was singing. She had the most beautiful voice.
Cut! Really, you're way too stilted. You don't gotta say it like you're the one made of wood.
Look, what do you expect? I've never put on a puppet show before. Actually, I think your poor delivery added an element of novelty for the audience. That's not a compliment, Jade. A lone girl rescued me. I could hear her singing on the wind. It was like basking in the rays of the morning sun. You and I walk, you and I run, ever together under the sun, holding your hand, feeling the sand, our little world. At this point, it's a different play altogether.
You went way overboard with the script rewrites, and all those musical numbers you keep sticking in are just annoying.
Oh la la, it seems this wasn't to Monsieur Peluche's taste. The way you immerse yourself in your own world to the point of ignoring the audience altogether is truly hysterical. I mean, distinctive. I'm surprised. Considering your frequent interactions with the Film Research Club, I'd have expected you to be better at putting on plays. Oh, I adore theatre and film, puppet shows included, of course. But watching them is altogether different from producing one myself. And now that I've tried it, I have a newfound appreciation for the remarkable skill that puppeteers possess. Puppeteers do have a lot of skill. This was a wonderful experience. I must thank the proprietor for allowing it. A girl rescued me. She was singing. She had the most beautiful...
Hey, Haunton! Your horns have been sticking out this whole time.
Oop. Why is it doing this? I was just thinking I could see Malleus's horns at the bottom.
It's standing out more than the puppets.
Oh, are they? You are rather tall, Malleus. It would be hard for you to completely hide yourself behind this small booth. The way his horns bobbed along every time the puppets moved. They drew the audience's gaze so much, one could say they were compelling in their own right. I believe it's my turn now, if I may. A girl rescued me. She was singing. She had the most beautiful voice.
Oh, this is actually good.
Ah, I think you've swallowed a bit too much seawater. Off we go.
Good stuff.
That was the butler, I believe. The way he changed the pitch of his voice made the difference very apparent. Leech is truly skilled. He can do anything. Roof, roof, roof. He can even imitate a dog?
Wow, he sounded exactly like a real dog. You're good, Jade.
Nicely done, Monsieur Prémédité. You swapped between so many different puppets, portraying all manner of characters. All while voicing each puppet in a different way, switching at incredible speed. I'm honored by your praise. Amazing, how did you learn to do that? Practice, of course. But I still have a ways to go before I fully master the craft. Next up, I believe it's your turn, Kalla. Do I have... Phone! Phone, what are you doing? Also, do I have to take a turn, Jade?
Henchhuman, I gotta say.
Was it bad?
Oh, it was lousy, Kalla. Then again, it was so bad I busted my gut laughing.
Yes, it was truly a wonderful show. What's this? The booth doesn't just put on shows, but also sells a variety of puppets. So it does. Perhaps we could pick some up as a way of thanking the proprietor for allowing us to put on these shows. I see a lot of sea creatures. I suppose it is a port town. Oh yes, I should buy some for Azel and Floyd. You're getting them puppets? Yes, I think I'll get an octopus for Azel and a moray for Floyd. And a moray for myself, of course. We'll put on a puppet show in the Mostro Lounge sometime. You should come by and see it. C'est vrai? That sounds delightful. Are you certain that claim will come to pass? Yes, you can count on it. Very well. Since you've invited me, I'll look forward to it. You'll just go to anything you're invited to, won't you, Malleus?
There's no way those two would be happy about putting on a puppet show.
I never thought I'd actually feel sympathy for Azel and Floyd. Excuse me, may I purchase these puppets? Of course.
Oh, there's a bunch of souvenirs on sale over there, too.
Let's go see what they have, shall we?
What's this long pole-looking thing?
That's a telescope. A rather old-fashioned one. It looks like the kinds that sailors would use in the olden days. Yes, it's popular as a port town souvenir. It doesn't work as well as modern commercial telescopes, of course. True, modern telescopes and binoculars are technological marvels. That even holds true for opera binoculars. Why would you say it like that, Rook? Why would you say opera binoculars? I'm pretty sure the term is opera glasses, right? The fact that they are binoculars is besides the point. They have lenses with layers of coating that provide a clear, illuminated view, even when the stage is dark. And since they give you a wide field of view at low magnification, it is easy to take in the whole stage and track the most minor of movements. There are even ones with image stabilization, enabling you to enjoy a play without worrying about keeping your hands steady. Okay, now that is fancy. Not only that, but they come in compact, elegant designs that make them easy to carry around. You're quite well informed. You almost sound like an expert in the field. Of course, our resident hunter. Yeah, Malleus, he's an expert in the field for more than one reason. He's an expert in the field of watching people and in the field of going to the opera, I think. Well, I do own several pairs. Several? I don't own any old-fashioned types like these, though. This gorgeous design is tasteful in its own right. I'd love to add one of these to my collection. I'll buy it. Thank you for your purchase. One moment, please. I was under the impression that one telescope or pair of binoculars would be enough for anyone, but clearly not in your case. I mean, there are binoculars for different purposes, Riddle. There are telescopes for different purposes too. Because, like, you're going to have a different... I mean, a pair of opera glasses is going to be very different from the binoculars you take out bird watching. The opera glasses are going to be smaller and have less magnification. There you are, sir. Messy.
I got cans of tuna for sale over there. A whole boatload of them.
You can buy canned tuna at home, Grim. Canned tuna is actually one of the Sunshine Land's specialities.
What? It is?
Yes, you see, tuna is ordinarily canned using vegetable oil. But in the Sunshine Lands, they use olive oil. It's not always oil. I like my tuna in brine rather than oil, personally. Hence, the tuna ends up taking on some of that rich olive flavour. And when you use that canned tuna in salads or the like, that olive oil it's packed in also doubles as a dressing. Incidentally, we use Sunshine Land's tuna for our sandwiches at the Mostro Lounge. Azul insists no other kind tastes nearly as good. Oh, now I'm even more excited to visit.
Oh, sounds good to me. I'm gonna buy some to take back with me.
Pretty sure you can buy it at home, Grim. Truly a souvenir suited to you, Monsieur Peluche.
They got tuna in jars too. All of it looks so good.
Those are jars of hand-processed high-end tuna.
Shit's expensive. I gotta go with quantity over quality. I'll get the regular stuff.
Thank you for your purchase. There's so much for sale, it's hard to decide what to buy. It makes me feel like I'm on a treasure hunt.
For sure. What other kind of neat stuff's around here, Check out this bottle. It's got a whole model ship inside.
Ah, Lilia's brought me back a ship in a bottle as a souvenir before.
Wait a minute. The ship's bigger than the opening to the bottle. Something's fishy here. How'd they manage to squeeze it in?
Ah, the eternal question of the ship in a bottle. To which I think the answer is usually just it gets built in there using like tweezers and stuff, right? I think that's the answer. Very observant, Grim. The truth is, they put the ship in while it's still a baby and it grows up inside the bottle.
Jade! The ship's alive?
Of course it isn't. Don't tease him, Jade. Yeah, built in there and then you pull the sails up with the strings and then The strings get held in place with the cork, right? To basically hold the ship in position, right? Or something like that. It's been a while since I've seen a ship in a bottle. They build the model ship inside the bottle, Monsieur Peluche. They insert tiny components and assemble them with tweezers.
What a hassle!
It looks like a full-fledged seafaring vessel. Assembling one would be a very laborious task. Couldn't you simply use magic for that? Melius, yes, but where would be the fun in that? Mages capable of the precision needed to assemble such a minute model aren't exactly commonplace. Is that right? I notice all of the ships in a bottle on sale here are all the same model. According to legend, the couple in the Forever Float ceremony the couple the Forever Float ceremony originated from held their wedding on the deck of a ship. Yeah, I had a feeling that was the ship. This ship design comes up frequently in picture books and other illustrations. That is very cool. I agree, it is a cool design. I mean, the ship in general is very cool. Ships in a bottle, very cool.
You gonna buy this too, henchhuman?
It would make an excellent decoration for your room. It's very emblematic of Ultramarine City. Alright, let me wrap that up for you. So now I have a little ceramic moray and a ship in a bottle. I suppose the prevalence of horses here is why the shops sell so many horse-related souvenirs. There are photos and illustrations, wood carvings, silver charms. They sell horse tack as well. Perhaps I'll get something for Silver and Sebek. But what to choose? They've got saddles, reins, horseshoes. Roseheart, you're familiar with horseback riding. What would be your choice? It seems they both hold your horsemanship in high regard. Do they? They're both quite good themselves, though I'd say I hold my own in their company. A suitable souvenir for equestrians. Perhaps brushes to groom their mounts? Oh. Brushes. I see many different kinds here. Which would be best for them? Let's see. Silver mentioned wanting to put extra effort into hoof care for the next riding competition. In which case he'd probably appreciate one of these brushes with stiff bristles suited for cleaning hooves. As for Sebek, he's been wanting a thinning comb, as I recall. Something to help smooth out his mount's shaggy mane so he can braid it. It's important to ensure the horse looks its best at competitions. And I'm sure Sebek would love it even more if the comb came from you. Yes, but Riddle, the problem with this is... Actually, no. Malleus, you're going to have to give Sebek instructions to actually use the comb you give him. because otherwise I suspect he's going to put it on a shrine. Fascinating. Your insight has been most helpful. From listening to you speak, I can tell that they both take their club activities quite seriously. It's good to be diligent, to commend them both for their efforts. I shall purchase this hoof-brush and this thinning comb. Great choice. I'll bag them up. Now, where to next?
Hey, Kalla!
Grim? Grim, I am going to strangle you.
How'd you like my water gun?
Yeah, now I'm all wet, and I don't want to be wet. You'll dry out quickly enough. Today is a hot, sunny day. Is that a water gun shaped like a fish?
Yep, bought it over there. It's the perfect weapon to soak my henchhuman with.
Grim, I am going to break that water gun over your head. If you try and use it on me anywhere that isn't here where it's very sunny. Ah, I see the place selling them now. In the boat date that the prince and mermaid went on in the legends, there were fish in the cove who circled the ship, spouting seawater like a fountain. Someone made a water gun based on that visual and it became a tremendous hit. What would you say to using these guns when we give our trials of love tomorrow? Spraying seawater from boats? What a charming little prank. Couldn't you simply use magic to splash water on them without going to all the extra trouble? No, keeping things playful will add an element of excitement to the ceremony. Indeed. We could also keep our magic in reserve and escalate our way up to that gradually. Oh, really? What an amusing thought. Very well, I shall purchase one of my own. I like that idea as well. Let's all get one. Appreciate you stopping in. The poor bride and groom are going to be so wet. So wet. I hope their outfits are going to be okay with that. Everyone, look over there! People are dancing under that tent. Yes, dancing is a celebrated pastime in the Sunshine Lands. This takes me back. I remember seeing people dancing in this plaza years ago. I was terribly unaccustomed to bipedal walking at the time, so the sight of people dancing was so freely on land was positively dazzling to me. That helped motivate me to practice walking. And over time, I gradually mastered not only walking but running as well. Coming here makes me want to move my body more. On that note, Would you all care to join in on the dancing? How would that work? I've practiced ballroom and party dancing. They're doing some sort of festival dance I don't know the steps to. Likewise, actually. No, you shouldn't overthink it, Nope. Were the roses, were the dragons. Simply have fun dancing to the music as you see fit. That same principle applies to both parties and festivals. Is that right? Today is as good as any to try something new, I suppose. Having fun dancing as I see fit is too much of a challenge for me. But they do say when in a foreign land, do as the locals do. Let's turn that frown of yours upside down, Riddle. Come along now. Hey, stop pushing me, Jade!
Come on, let's get dancing, Kalla.
I'm with Riddle. I would like to know what the actual steps to this are, please. Don't worry, Kalla. I'll lead. No matter how terrible you might be, I'll make sure you look good. Thanks. I think. Look at the way they're dancing. It looks like so much fun. You're right. Want to join in? Oh, everyone's getting into the groove. I never could have imagined this when I was younger. Dancing is delightful. Thank you for making this such a memorable experience, everyone.
It's fun.
Were the dragons, were the roses. You were both fantastic. You think so? I was focused so hard on coordinating with everyone around me, it was all a blur. I had reservations about such lively dancing at first, but after trying it, it wasn't so bad after all. It never hurts to try new things. I have one more thing to share with Lilia and the others now. The onlookers were all in a tizzy about Malleus. I could hear them whispering his name. I can see why, considering how elegant and eye-catching his dancing was. You seem to enjoy yourself as well, Jade. Are you satisfied? Yes, very much so. In fact, what if you mark the occasion by putting on the same dance in class sometime? There's no occasion to mark. Absolutely not. Alas, what a pity. But it's about time we return to the wharf. Rowing practice time. Whoa there! Alright everyone, we're here. Thank you for the ride. Welcome back. Did you enjoy yourselves? I certainly did. The view of the city from Seaglass Park was breathtakingly beautiful. Très bien.
The grub we had at the Port Plaza Tavern was real good.
There was also an intriguing puppet show of a play I would normally never see. It was quite a valuable experience. The dancing was embarrassing, but it was surprisingly fun once I tried it. We also purchased lots of souvenirs. I'm sure Floyd and Hazel will love theirs. There is a missing letter in there. Floyd's lost the D, apparently. How lovely to hear. I'm so glad you all had such a grand time. I was quite productive myself. Those practice boats you asked for are ready. Thank you. Shall we start practicing, everyone? Yes, let's. I'll be counting on your guidance, Leech. I want to be able to row faster than I can fly tomorrow. How fast can Malleus fly? Is it physically possible to row faster than that? I'll do my best. You'll be using the boats at the pier over there. You got one for each of us. Thank you. Keep at it, Jade. I have no doubt you'll create a truly wonderful forever float. You have my full support. Thank you, Mother. I've dreamed of this for a long time. I won't let the opportunity you've given me go to waste, rest assured. My, how confident. I can't wait to see what you'll do. I'll see you later, everyone. All right, now for a little boating primer for the uninitiated. Monsieur Prémédité, might I take my boat out to view our course? I'd like to burn the imagery of this spectacular location into my memory. Certainly, by all means. Merci, if you'll excuse me then. So, Rook's not going to be helping us learn then, huh? Just Jade. Malleus, Riddle, will begin boating practice in a moment. But a word of warning to both of you first. You've grown rather serious all of a sudden. What is it? The sea is a dangerous place. Slightest misstep can lead to terrible accidents. And sometimes those accidents can cost lives. So I expect you both to take these boating lessons seriously and treat them as a matter of life and death. I do want to have a good time with my upperclassmen and classmates, of course. But I say this with your well-being in mind. You must always follow my instructions without question out on the water. All right, I promise I will. When there's potential danger involved, it only makes sense to defer to the orders of someone more experienced. Boating as a matter of life and death, I'm not weak like children of man, and my boat turning over would hardly be a bother, much less do me any harm. Nonetheless, I'm not taking part in this with anything less than my whole heart. That would be an affront to the ceremony. I shall follow your directions, Leech. Thank you. Then let's begin. And me and Grim get to stay on solid ground, on dry land, and watch them all have fun in their boats. I want to play with the rowboats too. First, step into your boats. Alright then. It's wobbling rather wildly. It feels like it might capsize at any moment. Yeah, that is the biggest problem, the getting into it without capsizing yourself. Fun until they capsize. I mean, I've already done that in my life. I capsized a kayak. The one time I did kayaking. And you know how much I like getting wet. As in, not at all. When you step in, your weight shifts to one side of the boat, making it prone to rocking. The safest thing to do is quickly make your way toward the center of the boat and sit down. I see. Yes, it stops rocking now I'm seated. Keep your legs fully extended along the bottom of the boat. Oars can bump into raised knees, obstructing your rowing. Next, take hold of your oars and position them so the blades on the end are submerged. Now we'll start rowing. Extend your arms, then draw them both back at the same time. As you do, make a semicircle with your oar. Very well, I'll try. Here. Likewise. Ooh, they tried it with the flat of the oar, didn't they? You need to have the oar go in narrow part first, boys, otherwise you're going to splash yourself. Leech, I just went backward. Yeah, that is in fact what happens when you're rowboating. So did I. That's because you're both sitting backward. Backwards? Yes, for correct rowing posture, your back needs to face the prow. Your back muscles are what pull the oars, therefore your back should be facing forward. You could have told us that when we sat down. It would have spared us an unnecessary waste of time if you had. You both speak soundly, but as I told you, you must follow my instructions out on the water. Telling me I should have pointed something out sooner is subjective criticism. Could you please refrain from doing that? Yeah, right. I don't trust Jade to do this. I'm kind of glad I'm not taking these lessons. If Rook had stuck around, we might be safe. But Jade is out here trying to make them make enough fools of themselves first, right? Leech is right. We won't learn anything if we keep stopping the training over minor issues. Fair point. Perhaps as an amateur, it wasn't my place to offer criticism. My apologies, Jade. As long as we have an understanding. Back to the lesson, then. Turn your backs to face the prow and row again. Like this. Ah, there we go. There's the problem where you're doing too much splashing. Nope. We're not gonna make that a problem. Okay, fine. Shouldn't be making that much splashing. Wow, I moved forward this time. Yes, my boat is also advancing. Things are going quite well. Excellent work from both of you. Malleus, you're splashing quite a bit. Slamming the blade into the water's surface like that is a waste of rowing strength. Oh, we are going to bring it up. Good. Relax at the top of the stroke and let the oar dip gently back into the water so it doesn't splash so much. Interesting. I'll try that. Oh. This is much smoother. A cleaner, quieter stroke makes rowing much easier. How wonderful. Riddle, the trick to rowing is to use your whole upper body, not just your arms. Alright, I'll try. Yep. Malleus, you would also do well to avoid bending your arms too much. I'll try to be more mindful of that. This is going nicely. Now let me teach you a little boat rowing trick. Is it how to turn, Jade? Because I feel like that's the next thing. Nope. No, it's getting the breathing right. If you let out a shout with each stroke you make, it'll help add more power to your movements, so you can cut through the water even faster. I understand the idea. What should we shout? Beach! King Oyster! Oh, is something the matter? No, I was just bewildered since I'd never think to call out anything like that. If those are your directions as coach, I have no reason to object. Yeah, Jade is here to make them look as much like fools as possible while still teaching them. And welcome back, Hunter. Beach, King Oyster. Lobster, wax cap, white jelly. Lobster, wax cap, white jelly. Kalla, Grim, you are capturing this for posterity, aren't you?
Yep, every bit.
I was about to say, are we recording video? Oh, it feels kind of cruel, but yeah, I'm recording video too. What? I thought Kalla was supposed to document the Forever Float ceremony itself. I fail to see any point in recording training. I'd appreciate if we didn't have to keep going over this. You must always follow my instructions without question out on the water. This is something necessary for acquiring boating skills, I trust. Well, it's important to be able to review your technique afterwards, I think. Oh, essential. Okay, fine. Then, back to what we were doing. King Oyster, white jelly. King Oyster, White jelly.
It's scary seeing them yell with those serious looks on their faces.
Wonderful, you two. Next, we'll sing a song. A song? What kind of a song, Jade? Are we going for, oh, I do like to be beside the seaside? No, that probably won't work for rowing. Okay, it's not actually that far off. Boating, boating, la la la. The waves go splishy splash, oh what fun. I'm having a little trouble rowing now. I believe I've acquired an understanding of how to row a boat thanks to Jade's teachings. I agree with that, but we're getting farther and farther out from shore. Yes, he only ever taught us how to row in a straight line. Jade, you're supposed to teach them how to turn! We're about to enter open water. Jade, we followed your directions, but we're approaching open water now. What was that? Jade's still on the shore. I don't think he can hear us. How do we turn around? You take the oars and... What was that? Turn one side. I can't hear him at all. Yeah, waves are loud. Oh, I think they're going over. The waves are much choppier out here than they were closer to shore. Agreed, I'm afraid I might get tossed overboard. If I don't grip the boat with both hands... Ah! My oars fell into the water! Yeah, that's the biggest problem, Riddle, because that's how I capsized a kayak. Dropped the oars, dropped the paddle in the water, leaned to pick it up, and capsized. So why do I suspect Riddle's going to do the exact same thing that I did when I was about 11? Actually, maybe younger than 11, actually. What are you doing, Rosehearts? Hold on, I'm coming your way. I've dropped my oars. What? Now we're both oarless. That's fine, you guys can just use... You guys can use magic. Just pick the oars up with magic and then you'll be fine. Right? Why did we ever listen to Jade? Meanwhile, near the wharf. Hello, I've returned.
Hey, Rook.
You might need to go rescue those guys, Rook. The contrast between the sparkling seas on entrancing blue and the verdure of the coastal foliage was just gorgeous. I quite enjoyed my time taking in the cove's scenery. What a wonderful outing that was. I'm glad to hear it. You're quite skilled at rowing, Rook. Oh, where might what the roses and what the dragons have gotten to? Over there. Salos, they're already good enough to venture out into the open sea? I can't believe what quick learners they are. It's a credit to them both. And you make a fine coach, Monsieur Premedité. You've helped them improve from beginners to this so quickly. Yes, I never knew I had such a gift for coaching. Admittedly, my training was a bit stern. Jade, help us quickly! Yeah, Rook, they were not ready for the open ocean. Ooh, twist tune time. An hour later.
Water guns are awesome!
Could you try to take our duty as photographers seriously?
Oh, this is taking forever. I'm bored.
My apologies. I do believe the first timers have the hang of things now, though. Malleus, Riddle, how are your new oars? Mine are just fine. Likewise, I'm being more careful not to let these fall into the water. Oh, did the ones they dropped earlier sink? I was worried for a while there, but I think I've got a handle on rowing now. Agreed. We should get through the event tomorrow just fine. I'm glad you're both such quick learners. We have your rigorous training to thank for that. I won't forget this, leech. Oh, I'm trembling. And here I was trying so hard to be a good teacher. It's gotten dark out. Perhaps we should wrap up training for the night. Yes, I suppose so. Shall we end it with a lap around the cove to see what it will be like for the bride and groom? Scouting out the Forever Float course. A sound idea. If nothing else, it could provide insight into which points lend themselves to interference, as well as how high the waves can get. It's an easy way to envision what the real event will be like.
You guys are doing a lot of research.
Scouting a course ahead of time is important in horseback riding as well. I fully agree with this suggestion. It's time to make use of the telescope I bought. Maybe we should all go in one boat. We won't have the leeway to properly look around if we're all focused on rowing. I second that. It would be much easier to concentrate on observation with a dedicated oarsman. A fine idea. Then let's all board one boat and take a trip around the cove. Am I basically rowing in this twist tune? Oh, it's a green. Okay. Haven't had a green in a while. Frogs. This is a variation on Kiss the Girl, isn't it? The music. What was that? Listening to all those birds singing and frogs chirping was delightful. Yeah, it was definitely romantic. Wee, it was like they were putting on a concert. Oh, how my heart pounded. It's a large cove by all appearances, but after rowing through it, I can't help but note our time for trials will be rather limited. We must ascertain which points we should use for the trials of love. I have a better image of the course after taking a boat through it. Glad to see you all made it back. Are you finished with practice? Yes, everything went smoothly. My, but you're all beaming with confidence. Such a dramatic difference a short time can make. After all that work, I bet you've worked out quite the appetite. Shall we head to dinner? I made us reservations at the hotel restaurant.
Oh yeah! It's our time!
Restaurant with a view. Welcome, we've been expecting you. Let me show you to your table. Thank you. Marvelous! What a beautiful restaurant.
Man, I'm starving. Bring on that food.
Here you are. Antipasto for the table. Oh, excellent. I do so love octopus carpaccio. Oh, do you? Yes. He suddenly started liking it out of nowhere one day. I somehow doubt this is out of nowhere. I must assume it's related to Azel somehow. When was that, I wonder? Time does have a way of flying, doesn't it? Yeah, somewhere, somehow, Hazel is shuddering exactly. Here we have an assortment of seafood.
There's lots of different shellfish on ice.
And these are mussels and oysters. You eat them raw with a spritz of lemon juice. These seem very fresh. I suppose that's to be expected in a port town. Delicious. What a rich flavour they have. I've had my fair share of oysters in the Queendom of Roses, but these Sunshine Lands oysters are every bit as good. You think Grim will hate the oyster? There's not a lot of things that Grim has disliked. Personally, I've never had mussels or oysters. One of these days, I should try them. The mussels aren't too filling. I could eat any number of these. I'll have some of that octopus carpaccio. Oysters are quite salty and the texture is quite slimy. Yeah, I have a suspicion that I will hate the texture. But I want to try so that I know, you know? But equally, I need to be in the right place to eat them. Like, I think I could do it in a port town. I would definitely need to be as close to the sea as possible for the purpose of trusting the seafood. Cutting octopus with a knife and fork really gives you a sense of its elasticity. When thinly sliced, its tender yet pleasantly firm texture is simply irresistible. The more you chew, the more its savoury flavour washes across your taste buds. And the mellowness of the olive oil and the zesty lemon juice help cover up that distinctive octopus smell. While the salty capers and the faint heat of the pink peppercorns elevate its delicious taste. Then there's the octopuses.
He's really gushing about that octopacchio.
My, Jade, you handle cutlery so well now. When he sees Uzzle's form, does he get hungry? More importantly, does he get stabby? He was talking so much about cutting into it. Why, you're practically a land dweller. You must have practiced that quite a bit. It's embarrassing to have you point it out, but yes, I've trained over time on land. That's good to hear. I always worry and wonder what kind of school lives you and Floyd lead. You're both such sincere boys, after all. Yeah, sincere is definitely a word that I would use for both of the Tweels. Yep, sincere, definitely. Sincere is one way to put it. Neither of them ever changes their minds about anything.
We're the ones who she ought to be worrying about.
I believe Leech is all too accustomed to life on land now. Absolutely, he lives every day with a style and pace very much his own. Oh, stop. All these generous compliments are making me flush. Yeah, you're right. We could definitely call Floyd sincere. He does always act to how he feels. There is not a duplicitous bone in that boy. But yes, unfortunately his feelings. Such sweet friends you have, Jade. Yep. Friends. That's what we all are. And sweet. I do worry about my sons, but I'm quite pleased they're both attending Nightraven College. Neither my husband nor I can use magic. We have learned, I think. So we were delighted when they were admitted to a world-famous arcane academy. Ah, I see. How long have you been able to use magic, Jade? I first started late in elementary school. Floyd picked it up earlier than me. Neither of our parents could use magic, so I assumed it was a pure fluke that was limited to Floyd alone. But 2 months later, the ability manifested for me as well. Mother and father were both ecstatic about it. It's embarrassing to remember how giddy I acted back then. Yes, not through magic, but through other means. Large pile of embarrassing secrets. control people with as well. It's not that I wanted them to have special gifts per se. It's more, the more weapons you have at your disposal to survive, the better. Weapons, huh? And that goes for both under the sea and up on land, don't you think? When their magic manifested, it was as though I could see their rosy futures stretching out before them. It made me so happy. I mean, yeah, particularly when you think about what their signature spells are as well, right? They would be very useful in such an occupation. A fine and pragmatic mindset, to be sure. You're an exemplary mother. So that's why you were so thrilled back then? I'll tell Floyd sometime. I'm sure he'll be happy to hear it. Here you are, your primo piatto. That's the first course of a meal. It tends to consist of dishes like rice or pasta. And this is a seafood risotto. Yes, give me the risotto. Love risotto. Love it.
That looks good.
Just at a glance, I can see shrimp, clams, scallops, mussels, and octopus and squid as well. It's quite lavish. This is how I want to try. This is how I want to try the seafood that I haven't eaten. Stick it in a risotto. Definitely. Some of those seafoods I have had before, like squid. I'll try some now. Vice has absorbed the flavour of the seafood, giving it a very rich taste. Yes, and the seafood's natural saltiness nicely complements the sweetness of the shrimp. And there's a faint tartness from lemon zest that gives it just the right balance of flavours.
That's great. I could stuff myself silly on it.
And a porcini risotto for you, sir. Now, I probably absolutely butchered that one, but that means that it's a mushroom dish, and it uses orzo. Thank you.
What's the matter? Seafood risotto not your thing?
I eat seafood more often than the rest of you, so I'll skip it today. Also, he likes mushrooms. Sailors have a constant diet of seafood when they're at sea. So many of them tend to prefer other foods when they're on land. I can imagine eating the same thing every day is an easy way to get sick of it.
I eat canned tuna every day and I never get sick of that.
Yeah, but Grim, you're you. Well, I'll have mine now. The porcini mushroom's earthiness and nutty flavour have permeated the whole entree. I also like that it has a different, firmer texture than the orzo rice.
That looks tasty too.
Here is your secondo piatto. The secondo piatto, meaning second plate, is the main course, which tends to be meat or fish. In our case, it's the crabs we caught earlier, right? Okay, I don't have a clue how to pronounce that. What on earth is that X doing? Man, that crab really looks like Sebastian, huh? Yeah, I'm gonna take a stab at it. That X is doing its best. Yeah, okay. This is crab's sangaro. Yeah, that's the best. I think that's the best I can attempt there. I'm assuming a Z sort of sound for the X.
This must be what they made with the crabs we caught.
Word I cannot pronounce. It's baked stuffed crab. It's made by removing the crab's meat, adding a rich sauce, and baking it. It's a delicious local speciality that uses the crab in its entirety. I see they even serve it in the crab's shell. They do, yes. The shells have a delightful crunch of their own. Please don't bite into one today. Oh, Grimm's definitely going to eat that.
This looks yummy. Hey, wait. Ain't we missing a crab?
My apologies. One actually escaped while they were being prepared.
What?
Oh, did it? Jade was right. The crabs in that cove really are clever and nimble. But this means one of us won't be able to have this entree. The chef searched desperately for it, but I'm afraid they had no luck. What do we do then?
I'm definitely having one.
Good question. I say we handle this in a fair manner. We Rochambeau to see who misses out. Do I trust Jade not to cheat at rock, paper, scissors? I don't know. Oh, interesting. I'm game. Also, how's Grimm supposed to play rock, paper, scissors with his paws? I mean, rock and paper are relatively easy, but I can't imagine scissors as easy with a paw. Lee, I'm excited to compete with those here. Suppose we should defer to Jade's suggestions today. I am tempted to... No. I'll fight you guys. I'm relatively good at rock, paper, scissors. I'm game. Excellent, Kalla. That's the spirit. Let's begin, shall we? 1, 2... I'll use paper. No! Jade! No! Not this strategy! Jade, now I really don't trust you. I have a friend who does these kinds of mind games about rock, paper, scissors, Jade. I do not remotely trust you. Oh, you're openly declaring it.
If you're using paper, all I gotta do is play scissors to win.
I'm pretty sure the answer to this is for me to throw paper, on the assumption that Jade is lying and is going to use rock to get rid of everyone who bought into it. You shouldn't treat Jade as a soft target. He's never someone to be trifled with.
Wait, so that means Jade's not gonna do paper? I almost let him suck at me, that was close. So, if Jade does rock to beat scissors, then I should do paper to beat rock.
No! No, Grim, don't talk through my entire theorizing in my brain! No! If you're thinking of it like that, then that's surely not the answer then. But Leech might anticipate that and use scissors.
In that case, now I don't know what to do.
Yeah, because he's playing mind games with you, Grim. Really what you need to do is just not plan and just throw whatever. Is probably the best idea. So there's an element of strategy at play. I thought it would be a simple game, but this makes things more interesting. Given the dragon's dynamic visual acuity, he could very well spot what we're throwing and swiftly change his own. And some might make feints in anticipation. Yeah, I'm going with my gut. Because you can't work out a game plan at this point. You can work out a game plan after you start. If you tie, you can then try and brain it. But gut's the best option. I'm going with my gut. You never know, this might just be the best play of all. So, this is how you operate at school. As long as you're having fun. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Shoot. Shoot. Shoot.
I lost.
Oh dear, how unfortunate, Monsieur Peluche. Then I shall have my entree. It pains me greatly, but the outcome has been decided fair and square. So it has. I'll exercise my right as a victor. Oh, the flavour of the crab certainly shines in this dish. The oven-baked breadcrumbs add an aromatic flavour and crunch, and the bechamel sauce inside is nice and creamy. The vegetables, spices, and breadcrumbs all combine to create an exquisite balance with a depth of flavour. Oh, the thought of Grimm's misfortune all but ruins my appetite, but... So cruel, Jade! You're eating that with considerable relish. And making an obvious show of it. It tastes even better when I remember it's a crab I personally caught.
I wanted to have some crab.
Grim, would you like some of my secondo piatto? This is whitefish aquapazza.
That's a whole fish on this plate. Cool.
Please, help yourself. No, Mrs. Leach, you shouldn't just tell Grim to help himself. You don't know. You don't know the depths of this stomach. The mild whitefish absorbs the flavour of the tomatoes and olive oil sauce. The meat is of excellent quality, and it retains an airy texture even after being baked. You'll find it quite filling and satisfying.
I'm digging in. That's downright scrumptious.
Good grief, you bounced back quickly. Your simplicity is incredible to behold. Jade, you shouldn't be too mean to your friends, you know. Oh dear, I've been scolded. How embarrassing.
Serves you right. Say, has Jade always been such a big meanie?
You're asking about what Jade was like as a child? I'm curious about that myself. What was he like? At the very least, you certainly got along well with Floyd, right? I think so, yes. They had different interests and hobbies, so they often did their own things separately. Except when they were up to mischief. That was the only time they were in perfect sync. There was one time they snuck into a coral reef grotto and played a prank on a large fish. Whenever they took off swimming together, they'd go adventuring afar, often throwing the grown-ups into panic in the process.
Doesn't sound much different from now.
For my part, I'm just glad they're so full of energy. I hope they always stay that way. I shouldn't be surprised to hear that from their mother. You're incredible, all right. Yes, so calm and serene. Here, your dolce. Is this a tart? It's similar to a tart. It's called a crostata. A tart consists of filling added into a shallow pre-baked crust. Well, for a crostata, you add the filling before the crust is cooked, then bake the whole thing in the oven. Huh. I learned something today. Well, I learned several things today. The lattice work on the crust is very distinctive. The filling includes a variety of berries. It looks delicious. I'm curious about how it differs from a tart. Then let's cut up the whole crostata for everyone to share. Like a whole cake. Slice in, and here you are, Riddle. Thank you, Jade. And yours, Malleus. I gladly accept. I've had the pleasure of splitting a whole cake with Lilia and the others before. But it's quite different from sharing a dessert with people from other dorms like this. What a rare treat. Seeing this bring you such joy makes extending the invitation entirely worthwhile. All right, everyone has a slice. Shall we eat?
That's real good.
Yes, it is. Its texture is a bit softer from that of a crispy tart. The tang of the berries provides a delightful accent as well. I wonder if Trey would make this for me if I asked. I should do that. It would be nice to share one with everyone when I tell them about this trip. That's a fine idea. I think I'll regale Vil and Appel with tales from this trip over tea. Ah, I see you're all finished. Let's adjourn for the night, shall we? Let's hit the hay, Grim.
You can go to sleep, Kalla. I'm stepping out for a bit.
I do suggest going to bed early. You'll have a busy day tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone. Grim, what are you planning?
Where is it? The crab that got away ought to still be around here somewhere, right? I'm gonna find it and eat it. There it is! Get back here! It slipped right through my legs. Ow, it knocked over a bowl of sauce. Get out here, you!
Ooh, ooh, that was bad noise. A new person. The chef, perhaps? Dear me. Nope, it's still Georgina. Dear me. Who's causing such a clamour this late at night?
Oh, hey, it's Jade's mom. Sorry, I'm kind of busy right now.
Grim, you need to be quiet at night. People are trying to sleep. It would be terrible if this affected the Forever Float ceremony plans. Please, would you go to bed?
I'm gonna catch that runaway crab if it's the last thing I do.
Grim?
Get out here, crab.
Grim?
Why are you coming over my way? That look on your face is scaring me. Say something. Stay back.
Grim, I'm afraid you deserved that. Whatever it is that Mama Leech just did to you, I think you probably deserved it. Well, that's everything for this part of the story then. So thank you very much for coming. It's been fun. If you're new here and you've enjoyed your time, please consider subscribing to the channel. You can also follow me on social media, which is linked in the description box. The streaming schedule for this channel goes up both over there on social media and over here on YouTube in the posts tab of the channel. The next scheduled stream this week is Wednesday, 7 PM, when we should, I believe, be finishing Tales of Symphonia. So I hope to see you then, or another time. Once again, thank you very much for coming. And this is Kalla signing out. See ya! Bye bye!